Hey everyone, today $5 tree Christmas crafts. And by the way, if you're new here, I'm Tanya. And if you're returning, welcome back. And I do hope that you all like, share, and subscribe for DIY number 1, Christmas Bunny. We're going to start out by painting those wood snowflakes from Dollar Tree in the Christmas section. And I'm just going to use a white chalk paint. And then I'm also going to paint the tail of our little wood bunny that I picked up back in the spring and that little piece in the ear. Now I'm going to be using that black flash. I get that at Hobby Lobby and I love this color for the Christmas season. Then I'm just going to paint the little thin board from Dollar Tree with just some black chalk paint. I'm going to take and do a little glam gold on these skewers that I picked up from Dollar Tree. And then I'm just going to drill a tiny hole where I'm going to be able to pop these little skewers right in there because I want the snowflakes to set in behind the bunny. Everyone, this was such a simple DIY and it makes a beautiful shelf sitter for Christmas all the way through the winter season. Now I'm just going to take those snowflakes and glue them on, and I am using the Gorilla Hot Glue. I love that. That Gorilla Hot Glue sticks so much better than the regular hot glue, so keep that in mind. Once I get my snowflakes glued on, I'm just going to add a few little pops of greenery picks that I picked up at Dollar Tree. And I didn't glue these down today. I just kind of popped them in there so you can see, because you can take these off and add other things. I decided to add those little red berries to add that Christmas touch. But everyone, look what an adorable little Christmas shelf sitter with this little bunny. I think it has that little woodland style to it. And I think it's just perfect for the winter and Christmas season. For DIY number 2, let's do Christmas marshmallows. Everyone, I love this one. Wood blocks from Dollar Tree. Paint them bright white because these are going to be our little marshmallows. You see, I got my other little thin board there. I'm going to be using those through this whole video today. And I got those little top hats from Hobby Lobby in the Christmas tree section where they have all the little mini ornaments. Then once I get my little blocks painted, I'm just going to glue those on, and we are going to make 4 of the cutest little marshmallow people. Now I'm going to cut the brim off of these hats. I had this sock that I absolutely love the fabric, so I decided to cut that down, and I'm going to be using that to make these hats and some little sweater mugs to go on top of their heads. Everyone, these are adorable. But anyway, you can see what I'm doing here. I just took and glued that together. I wanted it to fit really snug, so you kind of have to cut it down. But you can use any fabric for these you want. I just wanted these, some of the cups to kind of look like they had the little mugs on it, and then the other ones is going to be just like a little winter hat, like I'm doing this one right here. Now this one's really simple. This is just going to be the hat. I'm going to add a little bit of the ribbon around there just for some cute little accents to the hat. And then I took some of those little pom-pom garland and added that to the top. And then we're going to just draw on little faces at the end after I get these completed. But everyone, this was a really fun DIY, and I thought this would make a really cute little shelf sitter. It'll make a really cute little gift. And now you can see that I'm dressing this up with some little tiny pom-poms, and that's supposed to represent the little marshmallows. Now I'm going to cut down another one of those little top hats, and I'm going to make another little sweater pocket for it to fit in. And I'm kind of folding the edges down on the top of this and around the bottom. We'll kind of tuck those under because this one is going to be one of our little hot chocolate mugs. And you may have to cut your fabric down just to get it fit tightly around the little hat. And you could also use some cardboard, roll it up to get the same look. Now, once I get everything really tightly on there, I'm just going to glue that right on top of that little marshmallow. And you see why I tuck the edges on the top there around. And we're going to fill this up to make it look like there's little marshmallows inside of the cup. I took a little piece of thick wire, bent it to look like the coffee mug handle, and just hot glued that to the little sweater, and it made the cutest little mug of hot chocolate. add a few more of those little tiny pom-poms, and we're just going to glue those on to make it look like more marshmallows on there. Now this one I decided just to leave the hat as it was, and I was just kind of alternating, trying to make a couple of them look like it was just cute little marshmallows with winter hats, and then a couple of them with the little hot chocolate on top of their head. And I had actually saw this design online. It may even have been Amazon, and I thought, oh, I have to try to make this with some Dollar Tree items. So if you love this one, definitely give it a try, because I thought it turned out absolutely adorable. Now I'm just kind of taking my skewer and folding that over real tightly there, because I want to just put a few more of those little pom-poms right on top of this one. And I'm just going to add a little bit more of my little ribbon that I had in my craft stash, just adding little details to these hats. Now for our last little marshmallow, we're going to go ahead and do another little mug on top of its head. And then we'll start drawing the faces on. And everyone, you could have done these in different colors. I just really like this pattern, and it kind of went with the theme that I was going for this year. So I just decided to use this little sock. But I hope this one gives you lots of inspiration. There is so many creative and budget-friendly ideas that you can do with very little money, and very cute little creative designs that you can come up with just by doing the simplest things and using some of the simplest little items to create with. Now I'm going to go ahead and fill that little mug up with some more little marshmallows and add a few here down the cup. And of course, you see I added another little wire. Now I'm taking that black flash and I just kind of dip that down in there to really make that look like there was hot chocolate. And of course, these marshmallows, a few of them have to have some chocolate dripping, so I kind of did that underneath the hat to kind of represent the hair. And then I just drew on the cutest little faces on these little marshmallows. And you can just look up some faces online and see what you can find, or just sketch in some that make you smile. I just wanted to have something that was really just sweet. And then I'm going to add some little pearlescent pink dots to their cheeks. And on a couple of them, I just do a little pink on top of their noses. And everyone, I get these markers at Michael's. They have a pack of them, and they're really good. They're great for detailing little items like this. And you'll find them there just in that section where they have a lot of the art pins. Now let's go ahead and let's add that little pink to the cheeks, and that will pretty much finish off our adorable little marshmallows. And I'm going to add a couple there, and then we're going to just dab just a tiny bit across the ones that have the hats on their nose. But everyone, aren't these so adorable? I decided to add a little stir stick to these, and here they are displayed on the shelf, and I think they make an adorable little shelf sitter, and I definitely hope that you give these a try. They were so fun to create. For DIY number 3, Oh Christmas Tree. I'm going to take one of the wood rounds from Dollar Tree, just use some of the Elmer's glue and some scrapbooking paper that I had in my craft stash, and put that on there. And this is going to be a really simple kind of design, and I thought this would be perfect to set on a shelf or to put up on your fireplace mantle. Now I'm going to take one of the trees that I got at Dollar Tree, and this is just some tissue paper that had tiny little gold flakes in it, and I thought that would be so pretty on this tree. I did paint the tree white so everything would show up. Now I'm just going to sand it off after It dried really well, and that gets all the little extra pieces. Then I just took some rope twine, wrapped it around the base of the tree, and that made just enough little color and contrast with the white, and it was so simple and looked so pretty on this green and white checkered background. Now I took some of that gold tissue paper and put over top of that little star and decided just to pop that on there, and that finished our tree off. Now I'm going to take one of those boards. It's the MDF one that looks like signs, and I decided to cover it with some of the gold tissue paper. And everyone, that gold tissue paper covers wood wonderfully, and all I had to do was put some tacky glue on there, and it blended right in, and it made a really pretty wood board covered in this paper. So keep that in mind. It's just a really fun way and quick way to cover your board instead of having to paint it. Once I got that done, I just dried everything really well, and now we're going to be able to glue on our wood round and our tree right to the center. And then after I got that done, I decided to take some of those little bottle brush trees that I found, and I just drilled tiny little holes in each side, and I found these kind of the gold with the snow on them, and I thought I'd pop those right in there, and I thought that was all I was going to do to these until I got in my craft stash and I found these really cute little, it looks like little wood flower pots, and I ended up adding those here in a moment. You'll see. Now these little snowflakes are just scattered that I picked up at Hobby Lobby, and they're plastic, but they work really well to glue on designs like this. Now you can see I dug out that little flower pot, and I thought that just kind of finished this design off. I wasn't going to paint it, but I kind of liked the whole neutral theme that I had going here. Everyone, look how adorable this is. So simple, and it would look beautiful on a shelf or just sitting in the middle of your fireplace mantle. Now for DIY number 4, 3 little snowmen. I'm going to be taking some of those wooden Easter eggs that I bought back in the spring in the Easter section, and another one of our wood boards. Going to paint them bright white, and then I'm going to be painting my board with just some of the black flash this time. And you can use any color. I always like to use a darker color on these when I'm just displaying. I just love the contrast of the dark and the light. And once I get my board painted, I took some of the skewers and I just broke the tips off and painted them with an orange color that we're going to be using for the snowman's noses. And I'm going to take that drill again and drill the tiniest little holes, and I'm going to use some more of the skewers, and that way I'm going to be able to glue the little snowman faces to stand up. And once again, made another adorable little shelf sitter. And these actually hold really well, everyone, when you use that Gorilla Glue. And you could use a thicker dowel rod if you were worried about it coming loose. Now once I get everything glued on, I am going to take some of my homespun fabric, because I've really been loving adding a little bit of the primitive vibe into some of my designs. And I use this red, and I just love this red. It's not a bright red, but it just still has that little Christmassy feel to it. And once I get those tied on, I just kind of trim them down. And of course, I always do save my scraps to use for other things. But everyone, I hope you have been enjoying these today. I know I have enjoyed creating these. They've been really fun little shelf sitters. Now all I'm doing is taking some black felt, cut out that oval shape, and glued that right onto the top of each one of their heads, rolled up some more felt, cut those little pieces in the bottom, and glued that on, added some greenery. And now I'm going to add some little white, little snowballs right to the top of their hat, right beside the greenery. And I think I do come back and add just another little piece of that homespun red fabric right around the top of the hat also. I'm going to go ahead and glue on my little noses, and I always like to make my noses kind of standing out. I know a lot of times you'll see them laying down, but I kind of like these just kind of poking out, and what I do is I kind of cut at an angle so they'll kind of lean to the side a little bit. Now everyone, I found these little eyeballs in the Hobby Lobby area where they have the items that you can use for doll making, and I thought these were really cute. Now I'm just going to take that marker again, and I'm just going to draw on some really cute little smiles on these little snowmen and add a few little eyebrows up to the top. And I tried to do each one just a little bit different so they would have different expressions. But everyone, these little guys could not have turned out cuter. And you'll have to let me know which one of these are your favorite. Right now, I think I'm really enjoying the little snowmen that we're creating now and those little marshmallow people. Now I am going to do one more thing. I thought of this at the last minute. I had those white gloves and I decided to take those and just kind of glue it beside each one of them's head, almost like it could be like their little hands popping up as if they were looking over. And I just thought that added a really fun little touch to this design. And then I did go back and add that little piece of ribbon right around the tops of the hat, and I thought that finished this design off perfectly. But everyone, that's it, and here they are displayed, and I thought these little snowmen could not be cuter. You'll have to let me know in the comments if you're going to give this one a try. Now I have one more DIY for you, and it is our little gingerbread people, and it will be Mr. and Mrs. Gingerbread. Now, for this design, I'm going to take those wooden gingerbreads, and I end up kind of pulling loose all of the little wood pieces on there because I found these packs in the Crafter Square section. They're like pressed paper, and I just thought it would be fun to use these. And I guess this is kind of just one of those paper crafts, but I love these papers. If you haven't seen those and picked them up and give them a try, definitely do, because they're really fun to work with. And the paper almost has like a leathery feel to it, and it bends really well. So you can do designs like what I'm doing right here really easy with this. And it's just something fun to do. And this would be a great one to do with your kids also. Now, I went through and picked out some colors, and I tried to find a brown in there that just kind of had that color tone of the gingerbread people, and I just started cutting out little pieces to glue on, and we're just going to start forming these really cute little outfits for these little gingerbread people. I am using tacky glue to glue this on, and that seems to hold really well. I like to use the tacky glue in a lot of the designs. And look at this one, everyone. This is the black, and it really does feel and look like leather. And this is kind of how I come up with these designs. I kind of flip my piece over and just outline it, and it's such a simple way to create like little, I guess in a way it's like little paper doll outfits is what it really is. And I'm going to tell my age here in a minute, but yep, paper dolls was a thing when I was young, so I thought these were really fun though. And you can pretty much create whatever kind of little style you want to put on your gingerbread people. But I thought that you might enjoy this one just for a different way to come up with a fun and creative little design. And what I end up doing is I create a little female gingerbread person to go with him, and then we're going to take and stand him up on one of the little wood boards and put a really pretty little snowflake in behind him, and it really does make an adorable little shelf sitter. Now you can see what I'm doing, how I'm creating this. I just pick out the colors I want to use, flip it over to get the lines in there, and you can just cut it out, and it makes a really simple way to create these clothes. And then all I do is fold it over where I want to cut it off, and you can see it made perfect little sleeves. Just going to use some more of my tacky glue and glue everything down. This one did take a while, everyone, so I kind of had to cut out some of the sections. So I hope I'm leaving enough in here for you to kind of grasp what I'm doing. And if you have any comments, you can leave them in the section below. Now this is a part that I like to do to create like a little shirt underneath. And I just take the two pieces and then I'll cut out that little red piece, and that will give me what will look like a little shirt underneath. And then once you flip that over and outline it, you're going to be able to cut out the shirt. And when you cut it out, it'll fit on the other side perfectly. Now you've got a little shirt you can glue on that side, and we're starting to build up the outfit for our little Mrs. Gingerbread. I haven't played a whole lot with the paper crafts, but there's something that's kind of fun and unique about them, because it's a great little project, like I said, to do with your kids or just to set and do on a snowy day. And it's really budget friendly to create some really cute home decor. Now I decided to put her in a red skirt, so I just cut out the shape that you see there, and you can just glue that on, and then I trim it down after I glue it on just to get the size that I want it to be. Now I decided to take some more of that black. I can't believe how much that looks and feels like leather, and make her a really cute little leather belt. And now I'm just going to start pulling out some of the ribbons that I had in my craft stash and kind of glue those on in different places. And then I had this really cute little piece of ribbon that looks just like the little squiggly marks that you do with the icing on gingerbread. And then of course we're going to be touching all of this up with some white paint, and that really makes it look like icing. And you can see how I'm doing that. I'm just gluing everything to the back. Now, if you would like to clean up the back, all you got to do is trace around some paper and just glue that onto the back, and that will seal that up. You can see I used those little scatter snowflakes again for her dress. And now I'm just going to take a glove and glue that little wrist area together, make a couple cute little white hats for these little gingerbread people. Going to take some more of those little pom-poms, and I thought I'd just glue one right to the top of Mr. Gingerbread's hat. And then I had some beads that I picked up at Hobby Lobby, just simple black beads, and I just glued those on for the eyes. And now I'm going to add a few of those little squigglies right on each side of their faces. And I think these little gingerbread people are turning out so adorable. You'll have to let me know what you think of these in the comments below. And you can do these in any color that you want. I was just playing around with the colors that I had in my paper pack. And once again, those paper packs are in that Craft Your Square section. Now I'm going to take that white paint and really brighten up all those little ribbons. And that's when I think it really comes together and starts having that gingerbread look. And then I decided to pull out some of these little plaid bows that I found at Dollar Tree and just draw on a very simple little mouth. Pulled out a few little buttons out of my button stash and glue those right down to the front. And I think these little people are starting to come to life. Now I'm going to go ahead and just glue them on my wood board. And then we're going to create a snowflake and put right in behind our little gingerbread people. And I also have another really pretty swag that I created with those snowflakes. I'll leave that one linked for you below. Now I decided I wanted to put some little flakes on there, so I did that. And everyone, here it is. I think the little gingerbread people are adorable. Definitely let me know what you think of these. I hope that you enjoyed all of today's Christmas crafts. And if you had a favorite, leave that in the comments below and let me know if you're going to give them a try. I will see you soon, everyone.